Hey everybody, how are you? Little false start there. Yeah, I wasn't getting out to Facebook, and the reason was I had not practiced. This is a brand new system. I'm using Ecamm Live now. I'm also using a Canon EOS M50 for my camera instead of my regular webcam. And I'm also doing Restream.io, which is where the problem was. I forgot to check all the boxes to make sure it was getting out to all the services. And actually, I'm on Twitter right now, too, which is very cool. I hadn't done a live stream to Twitter. And so I'm hoping that's going to happen every time now. All right. It looks like I'm seeing people from, hey, Emmy. Hi, thanks. I love my new camera. But I actually had this camera for a while. I had planned on using it for doing my streaming thing, and it took me a while to get it integrated into my system and, all that nerdy stuff. Anyway, yes, it is a chef's kiss situation, I'm telling you. Let me see here. I'm going to try to drag a comment in and see if it styles. Well, that's not my style yet. I haven't styled this yet. And you can see there's Mark's comment. Yeah, we can do that. All this is very new to me, so if I have some hiccups during the during the stream, you'll know why. Thanks, Mark. All right, so everybody, I'm so glad you're here. I'm not sure. Oh, I can see. See, I've got a stream deck and everything. I'm just really schmancy right now, and so I can see there are 83 people here. All kinds of great stuff. So, the main reason, of course, that I am doing my stream is that this morning at 8:30 a.m. on Pacific time, the Peacock Network announced that the Barney documentary is going to be airing for the first time on October the 12th. The name of it is I Love You, You Hate Me, which is, it's going to be a very honest portrayal, I think, of the whole situation surrounding the folks who didn't find Barney to their taste, and there was a bit of backlash from folks, and it's talking about the kind of things that people did in reaction to Barney. I experienced some of it myself. I saw a lot of things that were going on that a lot of other people didn't know were going on, because I was online a lot. I was online starting like in 1988 or something like that. And so I saw a lot of activity, including this thing called the jihad against Barney in old Usenet news server stuff. It was an interesting community. They had created this whole kind of role play world, and everybody had a rank, and it was just a fantasy thing. But it wasn't really totally mean spirited or anything. It was just goofing, And these folks were, I went online and I actually came into the group and said hello, and they were all very receptive. They were very cool. They were like really glad I was there, and they were just playing. So there was that kind of stuff. But then there was also, a little bit of Barney bashing on a baseball field or whatever with a mascot. But the documentary is going to cover a lot of things. I haven't seen it. I have to say, I have not seen it, and I won't be able to see it until it actually airs. So I'm going to be seeing it for the first time with everybody else, with you folks and everybody. So I'm going to, I'm going to reserve judgment on what it's, the whole thing. But after getting to know the director, Tommy Avalone, for really a couple of years now, I'm optimistic that it's going to be honest, but that it's going to be very fair, and it's going to, that he's going to, he and the other producers and everybody they're going to highlight the positive aspects of the show, because we talked a lot about that. And I'm not the only person, definitely not the only person who contributed. lots of folks who were on the show who are fans of Barney, and lots of folks who can, get across the very positive aspects of the show, have contributed to this documentary. I don't know who all of them are by any means, but they've really gotten an amazing number of people that they have interviewed. I think like 100 and something interviews or something. And Timothy says, did you meet Steve from Blue's Clues? I saw him talking about Barney. No, I didn't meet him. Pretty much everybody shot their footage, their interviews separately. And so I didn't actually meet Steve. I didn't even know until I saw the trailer that he was one of the people who was interviewed for the for the documentary. And John says, I never knew how bad the Barney Gate was until fans told me. I'd never heard the term Barney Gate. It's not really a thing, I don't think. It's just that there was a backlash or whatever. Jesse's asking, do you know if it's on Peacock Premium? I don't know if you have to have Peacock Premium, if that's a different level or not. I don't think so, but it's going to be on the Peacock Network. I think pretty much anybody who subscribes to Peacock is going to be able to see it. Not positive, but I'll get back to you with information on that. Let's see who else is here. Everybody's here. James Fields. James tells it like I feel it. He says Barney is so darn huggable, lovable, and huggable. That's the way I see it. So that's what we're going to keep on talking about. But look, lots of folks on YouTube today, too. That's cool. It's Trailer Talk with Bob West. Hey, Jen, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. There's a lot of very interesting things that they're going to be doing, that we're going to be seeing. I contributed a lot of footage, a lot of behind the scenes footage. I mean, a lot of it to the documentary, so that you get to see, see stuff behind the scenes, a little bit of goofing around, some of the technical things that were going on, that sort of thing. I also gave them some still photos, and I know there are several other people who contributed lots of footage as well, lots of video and still photos. So you're going to be seeing a lot of really great photos and video, and I think that may be one of the best takeaways from all this, is because there's so much of this video that no one has ever seen before, that's never been made public. I know none of my footage from behind the scenes of Barney's Great Adventure has ever been seen by anybody except for me and like a couple other people. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to go through my footage. I've kept some footage. I didn't send them all of my footage, and I promised them that I wouldn't be, stealing their thunder by showing the footage that I sent to them. I think I have separated out pretty well what I have sent to them and what might be in the documentary, and some of the other footage. And so I am, as a matter of fact, I am going to give you just a little bit of a teaser today, and I'm hoping this will work because of my technical issues and my lack of practice with this system. But let's take a look at some footage from Barney's Great Adventure. This is a little behind-the-scenes shot, and let me know if you know exactly where this is.
Cut.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, can you hear?
What was that? We can't hear each other. It's very noisy.
Yeah. Are you seeing this? I hope so. Miss Finch,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah, it's real quick. This is a real quick scene, but that's all I had time to
Swipe that, then you have to swipe that.
Cut.
Oh, so sorry, Cindy, I can hear you.
What was that? They can't hear each other. It's very noisy upstairs.
All right, we're back to the camera. I figured it out now. See, I told you I was going to mess it up somehow. Next time I'll be much more practiced at this. But yeah, I didn't have time. I heard only last night that the announcement was going to be made by Peacock on Deadline.com. So that was last night to right now is all the time that I have had to put my stuff together. So let's see. Oh, it looks like the video is going to try to play in every single scene that I have here. Sean says, that's all right, Bob. Keep practicing. Thank you, Sean. That's what we do. When we don't get it right, we keep on practicing. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Have to get... Oh, how interesting. Now there's an overlay here, and I can't get to your comment. Huh. Yeah. Lots of little technical things going on. Hey, Brandon. How are you? So yeah, there's a lot going on. We've got all kinds of fun stuff coming up in terms of... I'm going to be doing some Cameo calls very soon, and I will make a separate announcement about that. Because I'm thinking... If I try to use the graphics that I made for that today during this stream, that they're not going to work right from looking at what I'm looking at. I'm like a little control panel. So I have a lot of practice to do. Yes, you're right, Allie. You're right. And I can't even put up comments right now because of the situation. So anyway, I really appreciate everybody coming by. I've got 102 people here right now. Awesome. Thanks. It's always great to see you. Let's see what else we've got. Is there going to be, Barney BYG Friends is asking, is there going to be footage? Let's see if I can put this up and not have it mess up. Is there going to be footage from, Barney and the Backyard Gang or Barney and Friends from 1992? There's definitely going to be, at least I definitely gave them footage from, Barney and Friends. I don't think I had any video from... I didn't have any video from the Backyard Gang shows. But I did have some video from the PBS series. And so I did send that to them. So we'll have to see if they use it. I'm guessing that they probably will. I know that Stephen White and I both got video footage. Some of it's VHS, some of it's high 8. Some of it is mini DV, the first digital, prosumer digital cameras that are around at the time. So that the mini DV stuff that's what I shot the behind the scenes footage for Barney's Great Adventure with. And so we'll see what happens. I'm just kind of champing at the bit. I would love to see it. I can't, there's no way for me to know what all the content is going to be and what everybody says. We can't make any guesses beforehand. But one thing that I wanted to say is that if I know that this is going to be very very frank and very honest. And it's going to be talking about the Barney bashing stuff. And you're going to see probably some video of, somebody beating up somebody in a Barney costume or something. We're going to see that. So the thing is that this is it's an honest, grown up documentary. That's the way documentaries should be done. They should be honest. They should show the whole picture of whatever the subject is. And they should be fair and show pretty much everything. Documentaries almost always have a point of view, and they do at some point, generally come to some kind of conclusions and such. But so I think everybody should, yeah, and yes, here's what Jackson says. Everyone needs to stay calm, cool, and collected for those scenes where we're seeing, a Barney costume beaten up or something. And that's very true. And I think the other thing is though, that if you feel as though you just don't want to see those things, and if you think that you would be traumatized by those things, then I wouldn't blame you if you didn't watch it at all. Or you could, as an alternative, you could have a family member watch it first, or maybe a friend watch it first. And then when those things come along, they could help walk you through it and maybe fast forward through the rough parts and get to the more positive parts. And that way, you won't have to see people being mean. But on the other hand, I think it's always a good idea to see the world as it is and to see how other people think, and to try to figure out, okay, why is it they feel that way? Why do people act that way? And I have my theories as to why people would do that. And I talked about it in interviews, but I think that it's important to remember that when people are mean, very often it's because somebody was mean to them at some point, and so, maybe they've been treated badly by someone, or more than one someone. Maybe they've been bullied, and so they engage in bullying themselves. And so we have to look at people's actions through that kind of a lens, and remember that a lot of people are hurting. When somebody is lashing out and somebody's being angry, they're hurting. So we have to try to figure out, what it is why that's caused. And we also have to remember that, I think one great thing to remember is a lot of the people who were bashing Barney back in the day, really came around, especially when they had kids. When they had kids, they came to realize how the show connected with kids, because the people who were doing the Barney bashing generally were not parents. Generally not. It was usually like, people in their, starting in about probably middle school on up and through college, and people who hadn't had kids yet. And I had a couple of people contact me and tell me, when we first started getting Facebook cranked up and everybody's connecting, a couple of people contacted me that I knew in college, and they said, I hated that character. I really did, until I had kids. And then I got it. And so that's what happens. So people, a lot of the reason why people lash out is they hurt and they don't understand. And things that are weird to them, to you or something, can be scary, and people will lash out against things they don't understand. So once people understood, a lot of people understood what Barney was all about, they got it, and they totally came around, and they're fans of the show, because largely because they love the fact that their children love it. And I think that's a really important message to take away. So, thanks so much for all these great comments, everybody. I'm going to have to go through them, and maybe see how many I can answer in the chat after we're finished with the stream here. And Jackson is saying, "Ooh, goodness, that's tough to read." What? A little resizing action. This doesn't really work this way. Okay, so we can kind of read that, can't we? And Jackson was saying, I've been bullied in the last 2 years, and I've been a part of this community and doing Barney shows. And when I did do shows for Rise Against Bullying's live showcase earlier this month, it was amazing to see how many people are out there doing anti-bullying work, and also seeing how people are coming around and treasuring Barney for the lovable character that he definitely is. Thank you so much, Jackson. I appreciate you. I really do. And I appreciate you doing the anti-bullying work. It's really important. For a long time, people didn't really understand how damaging bullying could be. It's only in the last few decades, which is really shocking to me, that we've come to understand how damaging to someone's life bullying can be. Now, I have to say that I was bullied as a child. I was bullied a fair amount. I mean, I got beaten up on a fairly regular basis by a few people. And I am still working out some of the anger from that. You know, I have some of that anger in me. I try not to take it out on other people. That's the thing. I do my best. I'm not always successful, I have to say, but I do my best not to take my the results of my bullying, my receiving bullying out on other people. But we are how we treat each other. You know, that's who we are. And I feel like if we can be good to each other and see each other see in each other our value, and understand that if we treat each other well, then we're going to respect ourselves more, and we're less likely to treat each other poorly that way. It's kind of a cycle. So it's all about being here for each other and treating each other well. I'm seeing lots of comments here about thank you for your sympathy on that, your empathy. And lots of folks were saying that they've been bullied, and a lot of people understand that, and it's really it's too prevalent. It happens too often, and it's like I think we, it would be an interesting kind of thought experiment, as they say, to imagine how much better the world would be if we all treated each other well, and if there were no bullying. I mean, that's hard to comprehend, hard to picture in your mind, but it would be a pretty amazing place, I think. And I think that, we have to support each other, and we have to engage in education, and we have to engage in helping each other with mental health. And that includes making sure that there are mental health programs available to people who need them. And, lots of us need mental health programs. We all go through tough times, and we can all use some support at some time. So, and I've mentioned before that I have dealt with depression and anxiety, and that's probably partly to do with the bullying, possibly. I'm no doctor, I'm no healthcare professional, but it's the kind of thing that we have to think about, we have to talk about, and we have to help each other with. We really do. Let's see here. Look at all these comments. You guys are wonderful. I just love all these comments. Let's see. This is true. Be treated the way you want to be treated. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. It's the golden rule. It really is. And, we talk about the golden rule, and it sounds kind of trite because we heard it when we were so young, and we hear it over and over again. But it really works. It really does work. Let's see what else. What other comments? Yeah, thank you for I appreciate your empathy, folks. I really do. But I really empathize with everybody here who has been bullied for one reason or another. I have to say that I'm lucky in that I've been able to go on to do lots of things, lots of fun things. I've been very privileged in the things that I've been able to do, and so I've come out okay. There are a lot of folks though who are adults who were bullied as kids, who are not so fortunate. They were bullied much more than I was, and received physical abuse or emotional abuse or something, and they they're working their problems out, and they need our care, and they need our understanding. And a lot of times these are the folks who are angriest in our world, and we just need to understand and not meet anger with anger. We need to meet anger with understanding and empathy. So, all right. So what else can we talk about here? What else can we talk about? Here we've got a question that a lot of people ask. What was your favorite Barney moment? Oh, well, I always keep going back to Radio City Music Hall, but it's tough to beat. Really tough to beat the Barney Live in New York City at Radio City Music Hall. We had, what was it, 12 sold out performances. Radio City, which is technically a Broadway theater, and so I actually got to do a Broadway show in a way. Even if it wasn't a classic Broadway production, but that was, it was amazing, and to be able to work with Julie and Patty so closely on that stuff, and with all the kids and the Bodies and everybody, and the Rockettes, who were just a joy to work with, and everybody else who's in that show. There was just so much about that. The audiences especially were just amazing. They would just be totally into everything. We had every time a song would come up, they would sing along with it, or if there was something funny, they would laugh at it, and they were just really super polite, and they were also super energetic and completely into it, and parents and kids both, and that was amazing. It really was amazing. The sound of the crowd in my headphones, and I was in my booth. There's just nothing better than that. Especially for somebody who loves to do live theater, to be able to do a show like that. I felt like I was on stage, even though I was, we were, the three of us, the three voices were like, what, 2 or 3 levels down, underneath the stage, in our booths. It felt like we were on stage because we cranked up the sound of the audience in our headphones. And so that's, it was an amazing experience. James also asks, do you have live shows you performed? I'm not sure if you mean Barney live shows or other kinds of live theater. I've done live theater. Yeah, the baby elephant. The baby elephant remembers. I've done some live theater. It's all community theater. It wasn't professional live theater. But boy, that's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever done live theater, but especially musicals can just be so much fun to do, and you meet so many great people, just amazing people. And I have lifelong friends that I made from working in theater and playing in theater. But we had other shows that we did, a few other personal appearance shows that we did with Barney, where I was hidden somewhere. I was, for example, when we would do some events like the premiere event for the PBS series, we did that at a theater, and you've seen some photos and such, I think. And I was in a lighting booth up kind of up to the left, and I could look down on the stage, and that was live. And so I got to do that. That was the time the light for my copy stand where I was reading the script, it went out right in the middle of it. and I had to turn my script to get the little bit of light off of that was coming from the stage to try to read it, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Oh, look. Haley says it's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Haley. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Haley. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Oh boy, I love birthdays, don't you? Well, I'm a little fuzzy. Ooh. He gets even fuzzier when he gets close. Happy birthday, Haley. Have a great one. Have a great one. Let's see. Hi, Allison. Allison says, heart, 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 heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can always use a lot of hearts. Thank you so much. And Haley says, thanks, 29 and still a Barney fan. Good for you. I am too. And I'm in my 60s. After all this time. Oh, this is great. And John Phelps says, I was lucky to see Big Surprise in March of 1997 with my two sisters and parents. And John says, I'm a triplet. I think you told me that once before. That's so awesome. That's so great. The Barney's Big Surprise. I think I've got a program from Barney's Big Surprise, I think. And it's one of the things that I've kept. I keep going through boxes and finding more stuff. I've just got all this stuff that I tucked away. Didn't organize it very well, so I'm trying to do that now. Trying to put things in their own boxes, so that I can find them again. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I had better go. I've got more obligations, and I really appreciate everybody for dropping by. Thanks for your patience on the technical issues. I will have more practice next time and figure all this stuff out, and we'll see what we can do. I am going to, like I say, I'm going to do cameo calls very soon, so watch the Facebook page for an announcement, and I'll try to get an announcement onto Twitter as well. And hello, Twitter. I don't know if anybody's actually coming in from Twitter. Do you see me out there? Have you seen anybody on Twitter, folks? Are you seeing any... Oh, you can't. You probably can't see every... all of the different chat questions, I think. Because they don't get combined. Let's see. I'm scrolling. I'm not seeing any Twitter. I didn't announce it ahead of time, and this is the first time I've actually gone out to Twitter. So we'll have to do that. We'll have to do a little bit of promotion next time so that people on Twitter can watch. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys and gals and everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you lots. And I will be back with more cameo calls, maybe this weekend. Maybe if I can get my act together. And over the next week or so, I'm hoping to do at least one more stream and dig up more behind-the-scenes footage. And we'll see what happens. I may post some footage, too, that I don't show in live streams. So we'll see. I have to figure out how much I have and what's good to post. I don't want to post a bunch of boring stuff. You don't want to be bored, right? Right. So, all right. All right. Love you. Take care. And I will talk to you soon. And remember, I love you too. So long. Bye. Take care, guys.